Yo, you know when sometimes you just need to get something off your chest. I feel that's just how I feel like now. Like I wasn't even gonna do this video, and I thought, you know what? I need to get this out of my system. I need to get this moment out of my system because at the moment in time, I'm feeling angry, and I shouldn't feel so much anger for something that I can't control. Like I don't have any control over this football club. I don't have any control over these players. I don't have any control over the match or anything like that. But for a team that you support for this long, you think to yourself, what is the point? Like, what is the point? It makes no sense right now. As you can see, Arsenal 3, Newcastle 0. Now, usually you probably think to yourself, what is it to go on about? Like, Arsenal 3, Newcastle 0. That's calm. That's normal. We normally lose to Arsenal, but it's everything before that. Everything that precedes before that. The loss to Leeds, the loss to Brighton, going out to Brentford in the Carabao Cup, that arguably our best opportunity that we've had in a very, very long while to then move, like to gain some silverware. I mean, we would have faced Tottenham in the next round. I would have rather at least go out to a team like Tottenham than lose to my second team, if you like, in Brentford. Um, yeah, shout out to you, Liam. I just need this a rant, mate. I'm not even going to be here for too long. I might even pop over to Newcastle Fans TV for a little bit as well. But I thought, let me just get this out and just rant for a little bit. Yeah, I probably could do a lot better than Bruce. I'm not going to lie to you. I probably could. But in this moment in time, baffled. I mean, when is this guy going to go? When is this fraud going to get out of our club? Because I've had about enough. What else is there left to do? You're losing to Arsenal twice now already this season. We've lost to Leeds, Brentford, Brighton. I think we lose. Who else have we lost to? We've lost bare games, but it's the manner in the defeat as well. We're not even trying. We're not even getting out of first gear. Apparently the gloves were off tonight. Put them gloves back on. Put those gloves back on, and then maybe get yourself into defence. And maybe that's the only way that you can be of use to us in this team. Because right about now, you're no use to us in this team lineup or whatever. I would not even let you on the team bus right now. Mike Ashley, you've said you're a money man, you're a businessman. This is not smart business. Newcastle United being in the Championship is not smart business. Because if we are in the Championship again, I don't think the third time of asking we're getting out for a very long while. We might be the next Leeds in the Championship. And look how long it took for them to come back up. So it makes no sense for you to keep Bruce for any longer. Relieve him of his duties. You say he's a Geordie. He says he's a Geordie. He's one of our own, all the rest of it. That's not saving you. If that was the case, then get Cheryl Cole in. If that was the case, get Ant and Deck in. If that was the case, get Jimmy Nail in. Get all of them people in, because I would rather trust them than have this fraud in this club any longer. It's just baffling to me. So again, Mike Ashley, we still hate you. We still hate what you've done to our club over this past 13 years. But if you're a money man and you want to keep your investment at a certain level, because let's face it, it's lost value throughout this whole pandemic, this past whole year. If you want to still keep it to somewhere that's profitable, keep it in the Premier League, get Bruce gone. And take all of his merry men and some of these flop signings with him, because I could run through that whole team and probably a handful of them will come away with any sort of, credibility. Darlow, arguably, probably the guy of the season, and he was probably even meant to play. Usually it's the Bravka. So Darlow's probably the only guy that comes away with any credibility this whole season. Hayden's the second one. And then the third one is probably Callum Wilson. And again, he's probably thought to himself, hold on a minute, I've been here 5 minutes and I'm the best player here. How does that work? That just makes no sense to me. Three players from this season, and that's it. The rest of them, I don't care what you want to do with them. Argue amongst yourselves, because again, I do not see anything in this team that's worthwhile keeping us here. So I'm just looking at your comments now. We've been shots, Retro and UFC. I said Bruce will get sacked after Palace in February. I don't even want it to stay to that long, Liam. I do not want to see this guy stay here any longer. Look, you're a millionaire, Bruce. You don't need the money. You do not, even in the pandemic, I'm sure savings wise, you'll be all right. But at this moment in time, go, get out of the club, get out of Newcastle, probably just get out of football altogether. Because it's not for you, bro. This whole managing a club thing, it's not for you. Like, if you look at your records, it's not showing me anything. You've managed the guys down the road, didn't do much for them. You managed Birmingham, Aston Villa. You managed all the both Sheffield teams. And again, what have you got to show for it? Playing career, cool. Can't mess with you. Played under Fergie, Manchester United. But this is management now. And you're messing with a historic club. A club that's very beloved. Please, once again, this is us acting nicely now because you're lucky we can't come up to that game because due to COVID. And don't get me wrong, there probably will be still some people coming up there due to COVID and telling you what to do. The banners is not enough. The tweets are not enough. Someone just needs to get. I'm not saying to harm him, just get him out of the club. Just get out of the club because again, anyone is better than you. The people in this stream is better than you. I can manage better than you. But I've just had enough. I don't want to rant no more. I've had my little rants before on Twitter. Mitchell, behave. The throw's staying. Don't try that. But to be honest, yo, go on, get out of this club, please, bro. Because again, watching that again, I can't do this no more, man. I can't watch a Joe Linton performance like that, running around like a headless chicken. I can't watch Lascelles and all these defenders getting spun by all these players here. I can't watch it any longer. So for me, please just go, get out of this club and do yourself a favour. And you might even pick up a little non-league job here and there. Because again, that's the only level that you're going to be at. Non-league football is your bag. Because it's definitely not Premier League right now. And it won't be for a very long time. Because time's moved on. Management's moved on. The way of playing's moved on. It's not for you right now. Please. I don't know what else I can add to this. We've got Aston Villa up next. Jack Grealish is going to have an absolute field day with this team. He's going to run through ragged 2 times, 3 times over. He can say again, look, he can say that, oh, I've had a go. I had a go tonight. I put Joe Linton, Carroll, Almiron all in the same team. You pissed off ASM. I'm not buying the whole COVID BS. I'm not buying that at all. You can say how to go, but again, it's no plan. How are you going to play 2 strikers here with no wingers? Make it make sense. You play 2 strikers here whose ideal game is the hold-up play and to win battles in air. Look at Andy Carroll. Plays with his head, doesn't play with his feet, let's face it. And you play no wingers. No wingers. Imagine playing Alan Shearer back in the day with no Nobby Solano, no Laurent Robert, no Keith Gillespie, no David Ginola, no wingers. What, you expecting Alan Shearer to do it all by himself? I'm not saying Andy Carroll can lace his boots, but it makes no sense to me. And if I can see it, and I've not even got no UEFA B badges, how can I see it and you not see it? Oh, man. What are you saying, Mitchell, after this in my hair? I reckon Bruce will probably be the next Derby manager when Rooney gets sacked in like 12 months. I'll get this. Rooney's just in the job now. Bearing in mind, he jumped in straight in. That's another conversation for another story because Lampard, Solskjaer, all jumping in. I would rather take Wayne Rooney with no experience, just a good playing career, than Steve Bruce right now. And I've not even seen Wayne Rooney take a training session. But I reckon he'd give you more fight, probably even put on the boots himself and still put one top bins than seeing this fraud out here nicking a living. He's absolutely stealing a living right now. Do you know what I mean? The only saving grace from this is the fact that we do not have to go to the games and actually attend and waste my money. Even though I'm in London and it would have taken me, 45 minutes to get there, spend £30 on the ticket, then come back, do this. It saved me all that time. I could have just closed the laptop, boom, seen another abysmal display, and that's it. That's the only saving grace. That's the only thing I could do from this, because at the moment in time, if this was a home game or an away game and I'm wasting my time to go to that, I would have been extra pissed on top of that. So that's the only thing. Derby has improved since Rooney took charge. Look, I have no doubt in that. I have no doubt in that whatsoever, Liam, that they will improve. And we might be trading places with him. I genuinely believe we might be trading places with him. It's that bad. If Bruce had any love for Newcastle, he would walk, like you said, the man's a million. He is. And again, he's a smart businessman. He's not got there by fluke. Sports Direct and all these high street brands that he's brought up. Look, Newcastle was an easy thing to manage. You had it down to pretty much a T when Rafa was in charge. You didn't have to kind of get involved too much because Rafa was taking all the flack, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. Do you know what I mean? Now, I don't know why you decided to change things up. Go for the cheaper option. If you pay cheap, you get cheap in Steve Bruce. The fact that he's the lowest paid manager in the Premier League just says it all. And the thing that you decided to do is do that and say it with your chest. You've invested in this guy. So not only have you spent money on ASM and Joe Linton during his time, he's got another bite of the cherry, and he's brought in Wilson, Jamal Lewis, and all the rest of it. You've invested in this guy longer than you've invested in Rafa Benitez. Make it make sense. You invested more in a championship manager than a Champions League manager. And you're supposed to be a smart businessman. Forget about it. Forget about it. There's a reason why this whole takeover thing didn't happen. And again, me being the conspiracy theorist that I am, I don't even think it's meant to happen anyway. But again, I could say that for another time. What are you saying, Rich? Rich, the Sheffield man. Can't wait for the day I wake up on Sky Sports and the yellow banner, Bruce sacked. I cannot wait either, because I'll be popping the champagne or maybe the gin, because times are tough right now. Maybe the gin or maybe the Newcastle Brown Ale that's in your picture right now. Maybe some of that as well, because then at least that's one less thing to worry about. The other things are playing squad and Mike Ashley, of course, but at least it was bearable under Rafa, where we had a good manager and a guy that knew what he was doing. Yes, we still had these guys in charge, but at the same time, it was more bearable. Dino, shout out to you, because I've seen this comment. I wanted to come to it for a bit. Only £35 for Newcastle Blue Stars season ticket. That is a bargain. That's one away game. That's one Newcastle United away game. You could do that with a season ticket, and you can go there and watch some decent football. I've just discovered, imagine this, guys. You might want to bear this in mind as well if you live down south or whatever. You could go and watch a team called the Magpies, run by Geordies from Newcastle, obviously, that have lived down in London, and they run a team called Hanwell Town in Ealing in London. Play in black and white as well, probably play better football than what we watched tonight, and again, for a lot cheaper. So bear it in mind, guys. I'm just going to put it out there. If you don't want to put yourself through this any longer, go and support non-league. Go and support your local. Go and support something else that gives you a better release than watching this pile of rubbish every single week until this is gone. Because I don't know about you, but for me, I watch football for a release. If I'm going watching this, where's my release? Do you know what I'm saying? So it makes no sense to me. So for me, I'm going to watch Hanwell Town. For you, Dino, you can watch Newcastle Blue Star. And then until this kind of sorts itself out, either they get bored or someone gets sacked or whatever, then cool. Then I can go back to watching the team that I love. Mitchell, what are you saying, bro? Who do you want, realistically? People talk like Newcastle are small fry because Ashley has a bit lowered expectation. Do you think Allegri is possible? Right now, no. I mean, look, Rafa came out of the blue, but I feel like we're a notch below where we was when Steve McLaren was there. Because when we had Steve McLaren, we still had quality players. We still had Wijnaldum, Mitrovic, Perez, all the rest of it. I don't know. I still don't think the quality is there right now. And I think we're in a worse position than we are back then. And I feel anyone who comes in can just basically say, look, name your price. Because, we have to say to them, name your price. Because if we want any manager that's worth their salt, we're just going to pay over the odds. It's like in the January transfer window. When you're signing someone in the January transfer window, you're paying above the odds. If you're trying to get a manager in, they'll be like, oh, there's a reason why you need my services. It's because you're doing terrible. Look at Big Sam. I reckon he's getting a big check at West Brom because they want to stay in the Premier League, and already he's doing the work. People might hate Big Sam, but at the same time, you know what you're getting with him. He did it with Sunderland, kept them up. And again, it wouldn't even surprise me if West Brom stay up. They're already doing better than what we are doing right now. So again, realistically, I don't think Allegri's someone that we can get. Realistically, it's going to be someone like an Eddie Howe. Everyone's saying Eddie Howe, what he did with Bournemouth. I know he got them relegated. I know, I get that. But again, the style of football is a lot better than what we're playing right now. Apart from that, I just want my Rafa back. I just want my Rafa back. I know I complained about the stuff that was boring. I would take boring football that's well structured. We're not getting pummeled left, right, and centre. I would just take anything from that. Just something, please. Because I can't keep watching this football every single week. I actually dread match days now because I can just see Newcastle United Twitter. The only thing that's keeping me alive is, I think it's Rich Oliver, the guy on Twitter who does like the mock Steve Bruce interviews. Hilarious. That's the only thing that keeps me alive, in the little rants here and there. Because apart from that, it's not even toxic between Newcastle fans, because we're all kind of united in that front because we just want this fraud out of the club. But yeah, to answer your question, Eddie Howe, or just bring Rafa back, please. Anyone but this guy. It's absolutely frauding. What else are we saying? Liam said, I want Eddie Howe or Nigel Pearson. Nigel Pearson, again, people throwing his name about. I don't know about that one, but as I said, anything's better than him. Alan Bush, shout out to you, bro. I'm wondering if I can get a divorce from Newcastle United Football Club. We've been married for 50 years. The reason I want a divorce is that we're no longer a real. We're not. What are we doing, Alan? That made me chuckle. I'm not gonna lie. We're not a football club right now. We're a joke. We're a laughing stock. I think I put a tweet out. I put a tweet out the other day, and I said, look, I'm running out of teams to banter. Usually, you got teams below you who just come up and you can banter them off. But the teams that just come up, Fulham, they're looking half decent. Leeds, they're looking okay. Do you know what I mean? They always look decent on the Bielsa. Maybe a bit run ragged, but they'll still look good. West Brom, as I said before, they've just got in Sam Allardyce, so they look all right. So those are probably like the three teams that I would say was going to keep us up. They're all looking okay. So we're looking around left, right, and centre now, thinking, hold on a minute, we're usually looking for the in-form or out-of-form teams. We're one of them. We're one of the out-of-form teams. We haven't won in 9 games. And the possession stats are looking like bank interest loans right now. They're that low. Do you know what I mean? Coming away with 12% and all the rest of it now. It's looking ridiculous. So I'm worried. I would get that divorce right now, bro. I would divorce Newcastle United, get as far away as you can from them, go and support non-league, pick up another sport, mate. Go and spend some time with the missus or whatnot. Pick up another hobby. Do something different, Alan, because football is not the one, especially if you're a Newcastle United fan. Liam, my mates are Leyton Orient fans. I watch them to enjoy myself with my mate. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, Liam. I do the same as well. I usually go and watch football for a release. You know, do your 9 to 5, whatever. You do your work, and you just want to kind of just have a break for 90 minutes. Go to a game or whatnot. We obviously can't go to games, but just release away from this. And it's not happening at the moment. It's not enjoyable to watch. It's not enjoyable to talk about. I'm constantly talking about the same thing, recycled. And it's just boring. It's boring. And I don't blame you for going to watch Leyton Orient. You know, you're the same as me. You're down here. Go and watch a team that you actually enjoy watching. That's the reason why I'm so invested in grassroots. But even that's been locked off right now. So it's annoying to say the least. Newcastle playing Bruce Ball isn't good for all our mental. It's not. And again, I don't know if you mentioned, you said that tongue in cheek, but I kind of agree with you. No, in fact, I wholeheartedly agree with you. It's not, because we're staying indoors all the time. 1 game a week. We've got this game to look forward to, and then it's this. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's such a letdown, to say the least, man. Mitchell, if Bruce keeps Newcastle in league, that's 80 mil. Ash ain't going to do anything until that's at risk. But again, it's at risk now, bro. It's at risk now. We might be what? I haven't checked the league table before doing this. We might be what? 15th, 16th? I don't know. But we're slowly sliding down, losing games left, right, and centre. As I said, Aston Villa up next, they're going to be up for it. They're going to be seeing this game like, hold on a minute, these guys are up for it. So I don't know if he's going to keep that 80 mil. I really don't. We have to pray Fat Mike looks after his investment at Sainsbury's while we're out at the bottom three. But I don't know. He's done this before. He's made this mistake before. He did it with McLaren. Do you know what I mean? He did it with what's his face? Who's took off over Shearer after Shearer. Well, obviously we went down. Do you know what I mean? He's done it before. So I think you would have thought third time lucky he would have learned from this. But I don't think he has. That's the worrying thing. You're supposed to learn from your mistakes in life. We've done it once before. We spent stupid amounts to try and keep in the league when we had McLaren here. That's when I first started ranting on YouTube. It was that 3-0 loss to Bournemouth, and that was the one for me. And then it was still too late after that. Brought in a bunch of players. We're now it's the 18th of January, so half the transfer window's gone. So even if we bring someone in, they can't even bring personnel in unless it's loans. Not like we're going to spend money anyway, but at least do it now. Act now, quickly. Jonathan Young, shout out to you, bro. Embarrassing, mate. Bruce out. Pretty much sums it up. Sums it up for me. Yeah. And I know people might say, it's Arsenal. But as I said at the start of the stream, it's all the results prior to this. You could take a 3-0 loss to Arsenal because it's kind of expected now, which is still worrying in itself. But it's all the games that's led up to this. Rafa is a G, gave me my best ever memories of Liverpool. Flipping hell. I'd love to have him back right now. I'm not going to lie to you, mate. Love to have him back. Paul is saying, Bruce is COVID. He is the virus. Surely the end now. It has to be. Fucking swear out, Mike. Eddie, Thomas, Frank, Rafa, anyone. It's too late now, but same mistake again, for fuck's sake. Disgusting whipping team. We are. Paul, you've pretty much summed it all up. Thomas Frank is another one as well, doing mad things at Brentford. To be honest, I don't want to ruin his career though. I do not want to take him away from a team that I actually respect as well, because I have no respect for this team right now because it has no respect for us. Do you know what I mean? We're not paying money, luckily enough, but we're paying in terms of time and wasting our time watching this team try to perform. I don't care. I haven't even seen some of the comments that usually comes out via the interviews. Lascelles has probably said something, obviously, as captain. Shelby might have been rolled out. Carl Darlow might have been rolled out to say something. But you can say all you want. Bruce can say what he needs to say. It's still not going to change anything. The gloves are off. The gloves are off. Get out of here, man. Oh, man. The gloves are off, you know. It's shocking how Newcastle sung. I hate it. Just unretired Keegan. He's still... Oh, man. Don't get me started on Uncle Kev. Uncle Kev said it all, man. He said it all. Yeah. I remember when he was just all them quotes when I see them on Twitter, and he basically said that until he's gone, we won't get our club back, and things still ain't changed since then. Will Newcastle board ever sack Bruce? Answer: no, I don't think so. They will want to save that £1 million. And I've seen the other comment as well. Yeah, I know. 7 league games, 9 in total, I think it is. So, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't think one man could save us. I like to think maybe a few of the entertainers could get together and have a go, install some passion, bring back some meaning to the club and pride. Dino, I've said that a couple times. You only got to look as far as the class of 92. I mean, look what they've done. Not only have they built their own club, but obviously Beckham's now gone over into Miami, creating into Miami, obviously with investors, of course. Got them, kept it amongst themselves. And then there you go, mate. Like, they've just flipping hired Phil Neville as a boss. Like, I don't understand. Why isn't Sheeran and all them guys there getting their money together, getting an investor on board and say, hold on, we're going to take this over? You only got to look at Sunderland down the road. Didn't Niall Quinn do it with Sunderland? Like, is it not possible? Like, I don't know. Rather than ranting about it, you're in a position of power, you've got money. I'm sure that angel investors who wouldn't want to align themselves with Alan Shearer and a consortium of Newcastle entertainers and say, hold on a minute, let's take over this club that's been flagging ever since they retired, basically. Let's face it. Barring that one season with Pardew, we haven't done anything of note since Shearer retired. It makes sense to me. Chris Hughton took over after Shearer. No, Liam, I was talking about who was in charge for that led to Shearer then taking it for those 8 or 9 games. Can't remember right now. To be honest, I don't really want to remember. Johnny Greenwood. I was meant to come on there. Tell Lee to get rid of half of those people that are waiting, Johnny, because I was meant to come on there. But I ended up getting carried away, and now it's 25 minutes in. I just needed to let some steam out, and now I've cooled down a bit because I'm not going to bed pissed off, even though I probably still will anyway. Load of shite, mate. Just need to dust ourselves off, down, Bruce out. I'm tired of that, man. There's only so much dusting you can do, Johnny. When you look at the performance of some of these players as well, listen, the players that can't get away from this arse whipping as well, by the way. You can't just all leave just be Bruce because they're still collecting a check. They're still running around for 90 minutes. Some of these players, they need to get collared as well. Just saying. Newcastle deserve a better manager than Bruce. Eddie Howe, maybe. I don't know if Eddie Howe's the one. Sorry, excuse me. He's still on. Because I'm meant to go on another stream as well. Johnny, you've just reminded me. If we go down here, he's never going to anything near the 350 mil. That's what I'm saying. It makes no sense, Rich. Why wouldn't you get rid of him now? Because again, you're not going to get that 350 mil that you've talked about in this thing. Thomas Frank is a boss shout. I know he is. I know he's a good shout, but I don't want to ruin what he's got. Like, I'd rather see them come up with Brentford than ruin what he could have at Newcastle. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's going to get no funding. He's going to be working with a group of players that are disheartened, have been mistreated for the best part of, how long's Bruce been with us? A year. So, yeah. 1 second. So no, I wouldn't want to ruin what he's got right there at Brentford. Just keep him there because if he's there, at least he's got a good chance of going up with a club that's well organised, well structured, rather than come to Newcastle. And at the moment in time, we don't need to be trialing out managers. We're not in a position where we can trial out managers. We're in a position where we need someone with experience who's been in this situation before that could be like, yeah, cool, I'll get in a couple of experienced players, maybe a Troy Deeney on loan, or I don't know, experienced bodies around, not someone who's, what goes here, what happens? I've not been in this situation before. I wouldn't want him right now. So yeah, it wouldn't make sense to me in that respect. Maybe give him at the start of a season when things are all fresh, but at this moment in time, we need someone who's relegation ready, should I say, who's been in this situation before and can steer us away. And those guys are usually like the Sam Allardyces of this world. Who else is there? Sam Allardyce, David Moyes is obviously currently in a job. I don't know. But no, I wouldn't want to risk Thomas Frank right now. Just leave him where he is. And I saw Danny Cowley. Danny Cowley's same as well. I wouldn't want to risk him right now. Good press, that's what the Mags need. Good manager, that's what the Mags need, mate. Yeah, Paul's laughing. Do you mean joking here? Yes, I think it was joking here. Joking here during that first season when we went down and then handed over the reins, or got sacked, should I say, and then Shearer came in and ended up taking us down. Bruce sacked in the morning, please, if only. If only Thomas. Yeah, I agree with that. If Bruce was getting the boot, how far in advance would you know? Would journalists feed you to it because you're a creator? I don't think so. I don't think that even the journos know. I think it would just happen like that and he'd be gone, and then the journos would be scrambling around and then we feed off that. That's how it usually works. Because unless you're a friend of the friend in the club, you don't usually find out like that, unfortunately. Any good manager would want to work under Mike. He just wants a yes man and spend fuck all. Yeah, pretty much. That's the reason why Rafa was never going to work with him longer than what he did. He served his purpose. He did what he needed to do. That's it, really. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the reason why Steve Bruce is in a job. He's a yes man. He's getting a mil a year or mil season or however it's done. And he's not going to leave on his own accord because obviously he'll do himself out of money. He's going to get sacked like all managers do. And it's no string of this because he's been sacked from other places. He'll get paid off and then he'll come on all these Sky Sports shows and all the rest of it and said, I've done what I could for the club, took the club as far as I could go, yada, yada, yada. And then, yeah, we're left playing the likes of Derby County next season if they don't come up this season. Do you know what I mean? So, in terms of managers, Nigel Pearson knows how to keep a team up. Look, again, it's not attractive. It's not an attractive name. It's no fancy sounding Italian or Spanish name. It's not a name that would be high on the list. But look, like you said, Liam, he knows how to keep a team up. You know, the Sam Allardyces of this world have already been taken. You know, West Brom acted fast. You know, Bilic is already in another job. Allardyce is in a job now. And he knows what he needs to do. So if it's Nigel Pearson, it is. Nigel Pearson, it is. I saw this one earlier as well. We will go from Bruce to Mark Hughes. Our luck. I saw that name banded around. Mark Hughes, bro. Mark Hughes. No. I don't want no Mark Hughes around my club. Get out of here, man. No, I can't have Mark Hughes. I've just had a thought. Mark Hughes. See what he did to Stoke. I'd rather have Tony Pulis. Get me Tony Pulis over Mark Hughes any day. No. I don't want that. Sorry, I don't want that. Who do you want to Bruce Lee place? I think I've already said already. You must have joined late. So Eddie Howe's the name that's been banded around a bit. Nigel Pearson's not a bad shout. But yeah, I just want Rafa back, man. Just give Rafa what he wants. You're going to have to probably spend more money on Rafa now this time round than you would have had to if you kept him. And that's down to you, Mike. But just that's all I want. That's all I want. I want Rafa back. Derby are in a relegation battle for the... Okay, so we might be seeing it next season. Sam Allardyce was Mike Ashley's first choice. Right. All comments read out. I was only going to do this for 10 minutes. 30 minutes later. That is it. I've just had to get that out. I might even pop over to NFTV, Newcastle Fans TV, so you might see me on there. But I just need to get this out. I think I've said everything I need to say before. Bruce out. Get this forward out. Get half of those players that are underperforming out with you. Any sort of decent manager would be worthwhile coming in. I've seen your comment. When we might sell Newcastle. He's not going to sell Newcastle. Listen, Newcastle fans need to realise this. He's not going to sell Newcastle United. All this takeover BS is a load of BS. That's what it is. He's not going to sell Newcastle United, and I'll tell you why. Newcastle United is a club that makes money, albeit in a pandemic, I don't know how much money, but it still makes money. Why would you sell something, a business that pretty much runs itself? It gets TV money thrown in, £100 million every single year. It's got a manager to run the ship who's on $1 million a year. It's got assets worth up to, let's say, 250, 300 million a year in the likes of ASM, Miggy, Almiron, Callum Wilson, Lascelles that you can sell off if you need to make money. Why would you sell the club? It doesn't make sense. It's a business end of the day. So all this talk about he's going to sell the club, he doesn't want to sell the club because he would have been sold by now. I remember this from Simon Jordan time ago, and it still sticks with me to this day. If a club wants to be sold, you usually hear about it once it's sold. If you look at all the clubs that had takeovers, there was one even quite recently. You hear about the takeover once it's done. It's not like an episode of EastEnders like it's with us, where is this place going to make a bid, or are they going to make a bid? Find out next week. It's none of that. It's done and dusted. So for all of this, oh, the takeover is going to happen. Miss me with that. I do not want to hear about it. There's no takeover then, now, or forever. When Mike actually goes, you know what he'll probably do? He'll probably leave it to his son, because that's what he do. That's how you keep generational wealth. You pass it on to the next generation, and it goes from one Ashley to the other Ashley. This whole sheep thing, for me, it was made up. It's a load of bollocks. That's what I'm going to say. So I don't want to hear about no takeover. All the takeover theories. I know someone who's going to take over from that person, who's going to take over from that person. Miss me that, because it would have happened by now. I'm seeing all these lower league clubs taking over. I'm seeing all these Premier League clubs taking over. There was no takeover going to happen. Cool. Just need to get that out of there. Bro, I'm a Chelsea fan. I thought Lance was a joke, but it's technically a joke. Yeah. Cruz, you just joined in late. I said all that stuff. Lampard is a fraud, but Bruce is an even bigger fraud. I'm going to go now because I've had enough. But again, thank you for watching and listening to me rant on for 35 minutes. I didn't even think I could go on for this long. I'm probably going to be on Newcastle Fans TV. If not, I'll probably see you on another video. And thank you. If you haven't subscribed by now, please drop a subscribe, like button, and I'll see you guys very soon. Keep it tuned as always. Peace.